Bottom line, weight loss plateaus happen. Our bodies don't want to lose weight. They are still on genetic instructions that were made 100,000 years ago that says food is scarce, don't lose weight. But just because it's hard, it does not mean it can't be done. Here are 10 tips on how to break your weight loss plateau. Tip number 1, reassess your habits. Are you actually in a calorie deficit? How big are your cheat meals? Are you getting in enough water? Are you getting in those vegetables? This is a point where we have to go back and kind of do some self-reflection. There have been plenty of times on this weight loss journey where I would be consuming anywhere between like 1,600 to 1,800 calories. And I would have one cheat day where I would do no tracking, not to realize that that one cheat day was kicking me out of my deficit. It's unfair that you can be strict with your nutrition 6 days out of the week and then have one cheat day ruin it all. That is where we have to reevaluate our cheat days and to make sure we are staying in a deficit on a weekly basis. It's so important to make sure that your cheat meals or your cheat days are within your calorie budget. I love how Louise's Journey put it in her video about how to break a weight loss plateau. She sees calories as a budget. Look at it as money. Look at it on a weekly basis. Do you have room to have that donut? Or do you have room to have that fast food takeout meal? Always be accountable and be aware of what you're consuming on the weekly. Number 2, track everything you eat. And I mean everything. Weigh out all your food. It is so important in order to break through a weight loss plateau that you are very meticulous in your approach. Track everything from condiments, vegetables, sauces, drinks, even the things that say 0 calorie. Track it all, because if you are not aware of what you're consuming, how do you expect to make that change? Also, make sure that you are weighing everything in grams. Why grams? Grams is the most accurate unit of measure. Tip number 3, drink more water. Something I'm currently struggling with and working on, especially living in this very dry environment of the Arctic desert that is Calgary, Alberta, Canada. I'm originally from Toronto, very humid there. So it is so important to drink your water. Studies have shown that drinking more water can actually boost your metabolism by 95%. That makes sense because our cells are made out of water. Life is made in water. The baby in the mother's womb, that's made in water. Life on Earth started in the ocean, so we are made out of water. So make sure you're giving your cells the right amount of hydration so it can work for you to lose weight and break through this weight loss plateau. Tip number 4, eat more fiber, especially soluble fiber in the form of fruits, vegetables, chia seeds, nuts, and oatmeal, and so much more. Make sure you're getting in that fiber because fiber helps to keep things moving, helps to keep things regular, and we know that digestion is a very important part when it comes to losing weight. Not to mention that fiber helps to keep you full. Tip number 5, increase your activity levels. Let's say you're already going to the gym maybe 4 times a week. Perhaps throw in a 30-minute walk in between your workouts, or adding an extra 30-minute walk to the week. Walking can do wonders to break your weight loss plateau. Or if you can't walk because you live in Antarctica like I do, just go to the gym more, or perhaps do an indoor 10-minute cardio session. Just stay as active as possible to help break through your plateau, because sometimes our body, again, it wants to stay in homeostasis, so it kind of adapts to your current activity levels. Just find a way to increase your activity levels, whether it be walking or increasing your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, like doing things like cleaning more instead of driving to certain places, perhaps walking, taking the stairs instead of the elevator or escalator, and etc. Tip number 6, lower your carbohydrate intake. This can actually help. Or you can reassess the type of carbs you are consuming. Are you consuming more carbs on the higher glycemic list? That means carbs like white breads, pastas. Perhaps swap those carbs for maybe whole wheat or carbs that are higher in fiber. Decreasing your carb intake can also help you break out of a weight loss plateau. This has helped me many times on my weight loss journey. Tip number 7, cut out all the processed foods. Eat foods that are whole foods in nature that have one ingredient. Foods that have one ingredient tend to be lower in calories, and again, it cuts out all the processed crap, and that can have a negative response to your body, a negative inflammatory response. So let's try to stick to more whole foods, fruits, vegetables, meats, nothing processed, and make sure you are actually cooking your meals. You're not gonna know what you're putting into your mouth unless you cook it yourself. I think the safest way to help yourself break out of your plateau is to cook more meals at home so you can be in 100% control of the amount of calories you are consuming. My next tip on how to break your weight loss plateau, tip number 8. Try intermittent fasting. Perhaps throw in 15 to 16-hour fasts. I personally use the app Zero to help track my fasting, and fasting can help shrink your eating window, which in the case shrinks the amount of time that you consume in calories. Just throw in an intermittent fast, try it for a couple weeks or so and see what you can do. Just see if it helped. And for those of you who have experience with fasting like me, I know I like to use a prolonged fast. That is any fast that is 24 hours or more to help get me out of plateaus. Currently right now, I'm using 24 to 48-hour fasts to help break me out of a plateau, as it's been very helpful. There are so many benefits to fasting, but again, fasting is not for everyone. Please do your due diligence when it comes to that. Tip number 9, prioritize sleep. Are you getting enough sleep? Do you know how important sleep is? Sleep is where we lose the weight, because you know, I'm going to bed. I like to weigh myself first thing in the morning, and obviously when you weigh yourself first thing in the morning while you're sleeping at night, that's when fat's burning, that's when recovery is going on. So make sure you are getting enough sleep, because not getting enough sleep will mess up your hormones, your circadian rhythm, and humans, we need to be in a routine when it comes to our circadian rhythm and hormones. So make sure you are prioritizing sleep. If you're struggling with insomnia like I do, perhaps make yourself take a half an hour to an hour nap during the day if possible, or over the weekend when you're not working. Tip number 10, try your best to reduce stress levels. I know it can be difficult, but it can be done. In the midst of my entire stressful situation with the car accident, you guys know I was able to lose over 20 pounds in 2 months, even though things were stressful. But I make sure to intentionally on the daily reduce my stress levels, because cortisol, the stress hormone, can encourage weight gain in some people, whereas other people are lucky when they're super stressed, they don't have an appetite, they don't eat, they lose weight. But cortisol can definitely increase those, you know, appetite hormones and make things stressful. So find time to pause, find time to connect to yourself. Perhaps introducing journaling just to let all the thoughts out in your head, or meditating, or going on a walk, or spending time with friends and family. Now I'm gonna throw in some bonus tips. Number 1, avoid alcohol. That is what I'm doing. Alcohol can increase your appetite. I know if I'm drinking that tequila or downing a few beers, I'm gonna wanna eat as well. So try limiting your alcohol intake if you can. Personally, I'm in a situation where I'm lucky because for some reason my body's just rejecting alcohol. I don't know, I think it's my liver being like, hey, we're trying to like cure this fatty liver disease and you're losing weight and you're throwing in all these fasts. Like, we can't process alcohol too. So I think it's important on a journey to break your weight loss plateau is to limit your alcohol intake. Another tip I want to throw out there to help break your weight loss plateau is to work on your mindset, because plateaus are freaking hard. It's not fun being in a weight loss plateau. Like, when you're doing everything right and like the scale's not moving, that is so hard. So this is the time where you need to work on that resilience. Plateaus can be a lesson to teach you things about yourself, to learn how to get through the storm without making the storm more difficult. So work on your mindset, listen to personal development podcasts, books, talk to people, go into therapy if you have that opportunity, or the whole lot. And another bonus tip is to please don't rely on the scale alone. Measure yourself. Look at your non-scale victories, like your levels of fitness. Like, have you added in an extra 30 minutes to your workouts? Are you walking more? How is your step count doing? How are those clothes fitting? Because sometimes when we are in a weight loss plateau, what happens is your body is building muscle and it's actually losing the weight. There's been many times where I would wake up in the morning and the scale is like high and I'm like, why is the scale high? But then I would look in the mirror and be like, but I look lean. So don't let the plateau discourage you. Please don't let it make you think that you're not making progress, because you are. Plateaus happen, they need to happen in order for our bodies to make those changes. Thank you so much for being here, guys. I appreciate it so much. If you made it into the end of the video, just drop in a cell phone emoji, because it's the first thing I saw and I have no idea what to do. Just do a cell phone emoji, and I appreciate you. If you enjoyed this content, make sure you smash that like button. And if you're new here, subscribe to my channel, because I'm on a journey to lose over 100 pounds and build muscle at the same time. And for me here, it's not just about weight loss, it's about mindset. It's about the whole journey of mind, body, and soul. Because if you just focus on the physical, it's gonna be really hard for you to continue those results on. Anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Sending you guys mad love. Bye.